Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Earlier this week, we announced a significant landmark in public safety. We advocated for the bail reform bill to be reformed so that violent criminals are kept behind bars. I'm proud of the work that our police department has done, especially in the last 2 years, which we know has been a very trying and challenging time.
That's correct.
In 2020, our police department seized 200 guns. Last year, our police department confiscated 219 guns. Last night, Public Safety Director, they seized an assault weapon. Yes, an FN used for an AK-47, which brings us to almost 80 guns seized in 2022 alone. So you can see that they're really working out there in the streets, and the task never gets easier, but they're up for the challenge here in Paterson. But we're encouraged by the fact that our sheriff, Richard Berdnik, stepping up and saying, look, I want to help reduce crime in Paterson even further. And he's going to provide a quality of life squad so that public safety is further prioritized in the city of Paterson. And so I'm encouraged by the fact that the council's come together and working in collaboration. As Councilman Al Abdulaziz was saying, look, in my ward, we get a lot of quality of life calls. To be specific, loud music has plagued Paterson. Also, the motorbikes have been a problem as well. And so as a part of this partnership with our sheriff and the county, we're hoping that we can address those quality of life issues, and our police department can continue to focus on confiscating guns and putting violent criminals behind bars, and as a result of reforming bail reform, keeping them behind bars. So ladies and gentlemen, we're proud of this partnership. We are encouraged by the fact that the Paterson Police Department will be working in concert with the Passaic County Sheriff's Department to reduce crime in the city of Paterson and appropriately and effectively address quality of life concerns. At this time, our Sheriff, Richard H. Berdnik.
Good morning. I'd like to start out by first thanking the Mayor, Director Spezial, members of the Paterson Police Department that are here today, as well as members of my department. I'm glad to be here with a group of individuals who share my hope for a safer Paterson and a safer Passaic County.
That's right.
I'm glad that the members of the council and council president, community people that are here today, as well as mayors from neighboring cities that are joining us to get involved in this initiative. Today's announcement is based on a recent request from Mayor Andre Sayegh, the Public Safety Director Jerry Spezial, and the Paterson Police Department, along with members of the community, for additional police assistance from the Passaic County Sheriff's Office. I commend them for making this request, and I look forward to this partnership. The Passaic County Sheriff's Office will have a unit focusing on quality of life that are affecting the residents here in Passaic County, especially in Paterson. And they will assist the police department on service requests, on citizen complaints. The way that this is made possible is that we recently had correction officers who were transferred over in our jail reorganization plan to the sheriff's officer side. We started with 40 officers a few weeks ago, and we have another 28 currently in the police academy. This was made possible by the commissioners. I have two commissioners with me, Terry Duffy and Pat Lepore. I thank you for continuing to fund the sheriff's office and making this possible. It's very important that residents need to feel comfortable in their own homes. They should not have to be subjected to illegal activity, large rowdy gatherings, loud music, prostitution, and many other offenses that are occurring. We in the Sheriff's Department will evaluate the pilot program in 90 days, evaluate its success, and then decide on its continuation, and then, again, with cooperation of the Police Department, see if we need to revamp and where we need to go, and make changes as we move along. Though Paterson is an immediate focus, the Passaic County Sheriff's Office will do similar work in other municipalities as the need arises. Again, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for being here. My goal is for a safer Paterson as well as a safer Passaic County. One additional thing that we will be putting out is a Sheriff's Emergency Service Unit. This will be a vehicle that will have 2 SWAT officers in it. It'll patrol the county. It'll be for emerging crimes, first and second degree crimes. They will have the equipment necessary to respond to any emergent situation, whether it be, God forbid, a school shooting, a mall shooting, a robbery in progress. We will have officers out there available and ready to respond. So this is the direction we are going in. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sheriff, we appreciate this partnership and we appreciate your leadership. Thank you. Paterson comprises over 30% of the Passaic County population, and Councilman, I'm not sure if you're aware, about 40% of the Passaic County population neighbors the city of Paterson. I'd be remiss if I did not acknowledge our County Administrator, Anthony J. DeNova. Thank you for joining us. As a matter of fact, I wrote him a letter a few years ago about the jail saying we should potentially consider repurposing the facility so that we could redeploy officers to potentially patrol Paterson streets. And I'm encouraged to see that this is manifesting as a result of the decision you made along with our county commissioners. Thank you once again. Well, I stated earlier about our police department. Our table of organization calls for 439. Presently, we're barely at 400, right, Detective Captain? Yeah. This Monday, we'll be swearing in a new class of cadets, and the academy should have about 32, which still has us about 7 short of where we need to go. And so that's why we are really encouraged by the fact that the sheriff will be here with those patrols. So at this time, I want to hear from the former sheriff from Passaic County and our current Public Safety Director, Jerry Spezial.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. Sheriff, I want to thank you for this step forward, because this is a major step.
Yeah.
And I want you to know that there is no territorial touchiness here in the city of Paterson. We will work as one to make a safer city. I look forward to that. You know, the collaboration between us all will unleash the power of the many to do what none of us can do alone. So by working through how this will actually work out with our commanders, the sheriff's commanders, the Paterson police commanders, we will set this up so that we are prepared to answer the calls of every resident here in the city of Paterson. The quality of life calls actually slow down the Paterson Police Department from handling other jobs and calls for service. With this new unit, it will be something that should be seamless and make a better quality of life for all here in the city of Paterson. I am so excited. I am proud to stand shoulder to shoulder with each and every one of you. Great job. Kudos. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. The operative word is collaboration. And we couldn't accomplish this without the support of our municipal council. So at this time, for the very first time, I'd like to call forward our newly minted council president, history in the making, from the Second Ward, the Honorable Shaheen Khalik.
Thank you, Mayor.
Oh, no, come on.
No.
Come on now. It's his first.
Thank you, Mayor. My council colleague, please join me. This is my first press conference. And this is, look at the
right one.
Right. Look at the leadership that we have standing right beside us. We need more of a partnership like this to curb the crime. I want to thank our Sheriff Richard Berdnik and the County Commissioner to provide us with these extra hands. It is very much needed. Also, our neighboring cities, neighboring Prospect Park, I see Hawthorne here. Thank you for being a county partner and being supportive of City of Paterson. Thank you once again, our sheriff and the commissioners.
Thank you.
Councilman from the 6th Ward, he's the president of GTD committee, getting things done. This is one of his initiatives.
Yes.
So I would like him to say a couple of
And
words.
it's his first press conference as well.
Thank you, Council President. So this is not my initiative. As we see here, this is probably one of the first press conferences where you have many council members here. Quality of life, public safety is the #1 priority for our residents in the city of Paterson. And I want to thank the Passaic County Sheriff, our county commissioners, the administration, my colleagues on municipal council, because this is what government's supposed to look like. The residents don't care who's responding, they just want action and they want things done. And I'm confident the men and women in the Paterson Police Department work extremely hard to do the work that they're doing. And now the Passaic County Sheriff's Office is going to give us a helping hand to free up our men and women in the Paterson Police Department to tackle, like the mayor said, the gun violence, the drug problem, the opioid crisis. Now we have the Sheriff's Department deploying his units to hit the streets. When my senior citizens call me for a car in Director Speziano blocking their driveway, or loud music at 11:30 at night because they can't sleep, now we have more help. And I'm glad and I'm hoping that this expands because, as the mayor stated, as Paterson goes, the county goes. That's right. 40% of the town, close to 40% of the towns of Passaic County border the city of Paterson. That's right. My ward borders Clifton. The 3rd Ward, the 4th Ward borders Hawthorne and Prospect Park. Crime does not see boundaries. What impacts the residents of Paterson will impact the residents of our county. So I'm glad that we're here today, Sheriff. I feel in 90 days that we're back here looking to expand this program because I see nothing but success. Thank you. Public Safety Chair.
So we're going to hear from the Public Safety Chair.
So I'm Councilwoman
Council President Emeritus.
I'm Councilwoman Maritza Davila. I'm the chair of the Public Safety Committee. We have our vice chair of the committee, Councilman of the 5th Ward, Luis Velez. We have a member, Councilwoman Cotton of the 4th Ward. And I don't see our 4th
Vice President.
And our Vice President, Councilman Mendez, who's not part of the committee, but he's always in the committee. No, on a serious note, once again, we're doing a lot of thank yous. I just want to thank you once again, Sheriff. This is something that's way overdue, all right? And I'm just happy that we're here now. And, in speaking to others, I'm like, I don't want to talk about what hasn't been done. I want to talk about what we're doing now. Yes. And I think that, when the mayor won his re-election, I said, Mayor, we have to tackle public safety must be first. Yes. Our people, our citizens in the city of Paterson need to feel safe. Who wants to come into a city and do business if they don't feel safe? Who wants to live here? Who wants our children to grow up here if we don't feel safe? So I want to thank you, and I'm with Councilman Abdelaziz that I'm looking forward. I know it's only one now, but I'm looking forward to the expansion. Our men and women, I want to thank you, our PBA President Alex Cruz and our SOA President Mason Mayer. Thank you so much. To our chief, I think I saw Chief Bakora here. Yes, thank you as well, and our director, and to everyone here. Okay, this is what it is all about, collaboration, coming together and working together. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Also, thank you, Council President Emeritus. Also want to notify the Spanish-speaking media outlets, Telemundo and Univision. We'll have our Vice Chair of the Public Safety Committee, Councilman Luis A. Velez, address everyone in Spanish, this time in Espanol, please. Only in Espanol.
First of all, this is my 150th press conference. Just kidding.
Stop for a little bit, though.
Señoras y señores,
Sí.
el departamento de alguaciles de nuestro condado, nunca tenemos que invitarlo. Ellos siempre están bienvenidos.
Yes.
Le quiero decir a la comunidad que está escuchándonos qué es lo que está pasando aquí. La comunidad ha llorado, ha demandado a través del concilio y este alcalde de que la calidad de vida y la seguridad en nuestras calles sea una prioridad. Es por eso que el jefe del condado del alguacil ha decidido traer toda su fuerza en un plan piloto para poder atacar el crimen que afecta a nuestra ciudad. Recordando que si nuestra ciudad está segura, la ciudad completa y también el condado y las ciudades que están con nosotros estarán más seguras. ¿Qué usted va a hacer cuando ellos vayan detrás del criminal? Ahí es que se tienen que buscar un buen abogado, porque es cero tolerancia lo que queremos en Paterson. God bless you.
Thank you. Great.
I'm Andre Sayegh, and I approve that message. We stated earlier that we couldn't have this happen without the support of the Board of Chosen County Commissioners. And we're going to hear from a former mayor of a neighboring town in Woodland Park. Yes, West Paterson. I'm terribly sorry for the error. So at this time, I want to call forward our County Commissioner, Pat Lepore, former mayor of West Paterson.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. First, I want to correct the fact that I was the last mayor of West Paterson and the first mayor of Woodland Park. So let's get that straightened out.
That was good. That was good.
I just want to take this opportunity. Elected officials throughout the county, throughout our country, this is what they dream about. They dream about getting together with their fellow elected officials, with their fellow folks who look out for public safety and public health, and they look for ways to coordinate with each other. As a team, we cannot be stopped.
Right.
Our mission will be
Yes.
accomplished. And I want to thank and have total respect for the council, the mayor of Paterson, for initiating and getting involved in this issue, and of course, our sheriff who put this whole plan together, and looking forward, and our director, Spezial, we're looking forward to working with each and every one of you and reach our goal of public safety for all. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Also want to recognize members of the clergy who have joined us this morning. We have with us Pastor Alfred Steele. Thank you, Reverend. I saw the pastor, James Salmon, joined us as well. Thank you. So this is also about accountability. Councilman Abdulaziz alluded to it earlier as far as our constituents and the calls are concerned. They don't care about who responds, they just want a response. And so for the first time in Paterson's history, we have police officers equipped with body cameras to ensure accountability on both ends, the police officer and the individual involved in the interaction. We've also completed an audit, and it's called for de-escalation training, so our department will be ultimately featured on patrol to see, so the world can see what we're doing here in the city of Paterson. I'm sure the Sheriff's Department will appear on a few episodes as well.
Yes, I spoke to you.
But we've had a reform-minded law director that I'd like to hear from at this time, and that's our Corporation Counsel, Ayman A. Abushi. What's the A for? What's the A for?
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, everyone, for coming. I want to start my remarks by acknowledging the Paterson Police Department. They've done a tremendous job day in and day out in making a dent in the violent crime in this city.
That's right.
So thank you to our men and women in uniform. Thank you to our leadership for ushering that in. And the mayor's right, there is a new era of accountability. And so our hope is that with the additional resources, it'll layer and assist the progress that the city of Paterson has been making through the effort of our men and women in uniform, through the effort of our council, who have heard the residents and provided for the resources to ensure that there is a dent in crime, and of course the mayor in ensuring that his focus day in and day out is the reduction of crime and providing an environment so that the citizens can thrive. So thank you to our county partners for providing these resources. Tony DeNova, thank you. Our county commissioners, thank you. And we look forward to working with your officer, Sheriff, so that crime will be reduced, the citizens will be respected, and there will be a mutual opportunity to move the city forward. Lastly, I just want to note that the reduction in crime needs a multifaceted approach. It's not just about throwing more police officers at a problem. And this council and this administration has been cognizant of that. And to that end, the council and the administration has focused on things like recreation, making sure that our kids in this great city have things to do with their downtime. This council has authorized historic funding for parks, so our kids have somewhere to play. In addition to that, the council has authorized and the administration has been working on bringing a community court to the city of Paterson, so that residents who are entangled with the criminal justice system have a way of meaningfully dealing with the symptoms of that issue, so that they don't repeat, they don't reoffend, and they're not stuck in a ever cycle going through our criminal justice system. So these are just some of the things that this honorable council and this administration has put a focus on to ensure that not only is the reduction of crime due to our increase in police presence and greater police work, but also our community partners and taking a 360-degree view of what it takes to reduce crime in a meaningful, lasting, and impactful way. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you. As you can see, this is not his first press conference. But just to dovetail on what our corporation counsel said, with the cooperation of the city council, the collaboration, we've increased our recreation budget in the last 3 years by 60%, and we've invested $20 million in improving our parks. And the county has played a role in that as well. You heard Councilman Abdulaziz allude to it earlier, and the sheriff mentioned it as well, our neighboring towns. So today we're honored to have a few of them represented here. And at this time, I'd like to call forward the mayor of Hawthorne, the Honorable John Lane.
Thank you, Mayor, and welcome everyone, and it's a pleasure to be here. Quality of life is very important to all people, no matter where we live, and the quality of life that we all want to enjoy at times isn't there. And to have a program that was just introduced today, and thank you, Sheriff, and thank you, Mayor, for letting our forces join together, because united we can conquer, and individually it's very difficult to proceed. And I just wanted to say thank you for being here today. I think this is a big step in our moving forward with law enforcement, so all of our departments are able to move and conquer whatever is out there together. I mean, our police department is willing to help in any way that they can, with the sheriff, with Paterson, or any other departments that border Hawthorne or wherever in the county. So I just wanted to say thank you for joining forces. Thank you for putting this program together, because it's an excellent program. I mean, Mr. Spezial, the director, the mayor, just the brass of all the departments means a lot that this is going to be the good for all the people in our county, not just Paterson, Hawthorne, Prospect Park, Woodland Park, is that correct? But thank you very much. I greatly appreciate being here, and hope this program goes forward and we have great success with it. Thank you.
At this time, I want to hear, and thank you, Mayor Lane, I want to hear from our neighbor to the north, representing Mayor Mohammed Khairallah and the borough of Prospect Park, the council president, Anad Shah. Please come forward. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good morning to each and every one of you. Greetings, Honorable Mayor, Municipal Paterson Council. Thank you very much, obviously, for your partnership. Also, our Passaic County Sheriff, our Director, Spezial, Director, correct me if I'm wrong, I did text you earlier this morning, I think at 1 a.m. we had a quality of life issue. You jumped on it, we took care of the resident, and you are right on it. So we thank you for your support. Obviously, it was just happened this morning, 1 a.m. that I texted you. So thank you. In Prospect Park, obviously, we're getting more guys on as well. We just appointed 4 more class 2 police officers that are going in the academy. I'd be remiss if I don't recognize our Lieutenant, Nick Portella, and his leadership. That's with us as well. Thank you for your leadership, guys. Obviously, it's a partnership. I always preach about what is team. A team together, everyone achieves more. Teamwork is dream work. And to give quality life to each and every one of our residents is equally and very, very important on a day in and day out. Obviously, everyone wants to live in peace. And I think slowly but shortly, we are getting there. And thank you very much again, our Sheriff Berdnik, to rolling out this plan. And I think within the next 90 days, we are going to see some action come to play. And we're always a phone call away for our residents as well. We are listening to our residents every time. Like Councilman Al said, we're always a phone call away. So thank you. And on behalf of the Mayor, Karula, that couldn't be here, he gives us regards to each and every one of you. Thank you. May God bless each and every one of you. May God bless Passaic Park, Passaic County, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
So this press conference, this program, are proof positive that public safety is paramount in Paterson and in Passaic County. And as we've been saying ad nauseum, a safer Paterson makes for a stronger Paterson. But with this new initiative under the Sheriff's leadership, a safer Paterson makes for a safer and stronger Passaic County. Thank you for joining us. If there are any questions, I now open the floor, and Council President Emeritus Maritza Davila is available to answer them. Yes, Paul. Yeah, thank you, Paul. Well, we've been afforded an opportunity. We alluded earlier to the fact that the jail is being repurposed under the leadership of our county commissioners, county administrator, and our sheriff. So now that we've freed up some officers, we've asked, respectively requested, that they become more of a presence in Paterson. So this is an opportune time, considering that public safety is such a priority. Our police department is doing everything they can, but to enhance our efforts, here comes the cavalry in the form of the Sheriff's Department.
Why couldn't that be done earlier?
Well, I just said the jail's been repurposed, so he didn't have those officers to redeploy. But now that he does, he's prioritized Paterson to make sure that our city is safer and stronger as a result of his presence. Donald. Is there a cost involved? I don't think the city of Paterson doesn't incur any cost. Does the county of Passaic? Yeah.
So again,
We didn't see any price tag with this program.
That's a good question, by the way.
no new officers were hired for this program. The officers that came over from the jail, as I indicated earlier, 40 already progressed through the GAP program, as it's called. They are currently waiting to be squatted, and they went through pretty much an FTO program to get them acclimated. Again, because they came over from the jail, they had to become familiar with more of the state laws in regards to, being out on the street. So another 28 currently are in there. So these salaries have been paid for, and through attrition, we've reduced jobs and still are able to maintain this service. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, Donald. Thanks, DC. There are no further questions. Again, we want to thank you for your time and the opportunity. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.